Hi, YouTubers. It's us today, Mike and Emily.
Hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTubers.
Hi, chat.
Hi, AI.
Hey, AI followers. Followers we purchased.
Hi, bots.
What's up, bots? Sup to all our bots out there.
What are your thoughts?
What are your thoughts, bots? We did our last chat 4 months ago, like almost to the day, like not quite.
AKA 4 years ago.
AKA, oh yeah, 100 million years ago. 4 months ago, I don't think you would have had the audacity to ask me to change tops.
Do you mean to change? Did I tell you to change, or did I wanted to steal it?
You just pointed out. No, you pointed out that you and I, when you walked in the room, you and I were wearing similar colors. We were kind of matchy, and you're like, "Oh no, we're matchy." Pause.
I didn't say oh. I said, "So cool! Look at us, we're matching."
Cool.
It was not an oh no. I was like,
know.
oh my god,
do you want me to go
us.
put the other thing back
said,
on?
Oh my god, we're matching. Now we're not matching.
No, we're not really matching.
Because you took it offensively, which is.
I'm totally offended. You're
and
right.
I have the audacity to even tell you to go change.
Now
go change.
It's been 4 months.
Here we are.
The launch show. It was right before the launch show.
It was the hottest week in LA.
Literally
and figuratively, yeah.
I was like worried that the power was going to go out, because that's what happens sometimes when it gets that hot. And I thought the whole grid in LA was going to go down, and our show was going to crash mid live stream, and like people in like France were going to be pissed.
I think that's where we were mentally and physically.
Yeah. And we'd hung out in the studio a ton, but that's different than sitting around and answering questions about things.
Yeah.
It was weirder at that time. It was like we were still like getting used to like standing next to each other on a stage.
That's right, yeah.
Because it was like, oh shit, that's what that's gonna be like.
Yeah.
That's what that's gonna feel like.
Yeah.
Now we do it all the time.
Yeah, now it's like whatever.
Whatever.
Just run into everybody on purpose, because it's fun. Look alive, people! Boom! Not really. What would you say the most different to what you expected of all this than to what the reality was?
Actually, you know what? I think I really kept a pretty open mind to like what things were gonna be like. Because I don't know if I had very many expectations about what like touring was gonna be like or whatever, because I was unsure about how people were going to receive it. Like, I know I liked what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know, I thought the music is amazing, and I really enjoy, like, when we started doing rehearsals and stuff. It was super fun from the beginning. It was a little bit nerve-wracking because, like, doing all the songs, the old songs that we've done so many years, and then like playing some of them differently.
Yeah.
Was crazy, but after we got over that hump, it was really fun.
Yeah.
To play together, and I was just like, I didn't know if people would like it. I mean, as weird as that sounds.
I know.
Did you feel like that?
Yes and no. I was so involved in what we were doing that there wasn't much outside chatter. Maybe in part of not telling anybody.
Right.
So I wasn't able to have any of that chatter, even like internal chatter.
Yeah.
It was just like everything was what we're doing now, and how we communicated in writing and having it. It was so. This was my world.
Yeah.
So it was hard to expect anything. There was always, and I think it's just from me in my career, there's always going to be some kind of failure. Like, always accept that there will be failure, you know? Because that's always been, like, the percentage has been
Totally. I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
So it was kind of nice to have just, like, it's going to be good, you know what I mean? And everybody loves what they're doing. This is such a new thing, but yet so familiar, which was great, you know? It wasn't completely different. So I had that mentality where it's just like, just do the best you can, be here, you know, you got a job to do, you know, but at the same time, the most fun job. And so when it all happened, it was just like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
And even to the point where it was like, you know, it was going with #1, this, and we were getting all these things back.
When you hit the what the fuck moments were like how well it was received, like all that stuff?
Yeah. I think there was another mentality that I had where it's like, don't lose the grip of reality, right?
Great, yeah.
So I'm thinking, this is it. And I think that was another reason that I was very just like focused and doing what we're doing and deep, like very involved, right? And so I think it was that, like, don't lose the grips of reality. This is what it is. This is your family. This is we're doing this together. We're in it together, whether it's successful or not. I think that was our mentality. But then when it actually hit, it was like the biggest dose of reality. You know, it was like, oh my gosh, this is reality now. So it almost had the opposite effect. And so having to grip with that and having to just realize that this is reality, this is it. It was like processing it there was so many dreams. I hate to say that word, but like as a kid and stuff like that, like it was all not in my head anymore. It was like I crossed a plane. Like it was like some portal, you know? And I'm not even kidding. It was so real.
That's funny. That's really
because
funny.
you're constantly manifesting, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I was crazy at some point when I was very young and like asking, like, I am kind of obsessed at what I do. Like I remember asking my mom and being like, is this okay? Right. Because I was starting to get a little bit worried. Because I was like, that's all I think about. Yeah. And she's like, Emily, that's a true mark of a professional. You know, like, keep doing it. And that was the greatest thing. But I did that for so long. And then I just like, this parallel universe I just kind of hopped over to or something.
That's funny.
You know? And I was like, this is crazy. This is everything.
People don't realize too that like in my experience, we did have so many big successes, but we also did have, you know, I'll say failures. Like I think to somebody else that might sound like an exaggeration or something. We'd have songs or videos or tours, things that we wanted to do that they didn't come out the way we wanted. Like they didn't come out as good, or they didn't come out as like the thing that we envisioned doing wasn't the thing that ended up happening.
Oh.
And what's so crazy to me about everything in the last, 4 months is that like we took some really big risks. We took some really big swings. I mean, just starting with the fact of like doing it again and doing it with you and doing it with Colin and having Brad, be in the band and play on the record and help out on the ways he helps out, but also not be on tour, all of those things. And then how we did the launch show and how we released everything. Like there were some really big risks, some really big swings. And to me, like, I feel like they all connected, like they all worked.
I agree.
And it's insane. I've never been a part of a project of any kind where in so many ways it was so risky and it worked out in all of those ways. It's super weird.
I know. I think week after week there was more and more of that, even with the marketing aspect.
Yeah.
And with the whole team, and I think
think about like Two-Faced. Like the video for Two-Faced, it was like a last minute thing. Like, oh crap, we're gonna like put this 4th song out.
Yeah.
First of all, to put 4 songs out before the record comes out is unusual for me. I've never had to do that, I don't think. Oh, except for like my solo thing. But like this was way different because it was way heavier lift. It was like so much work.
Yeah.
And so much stuff was already going on. And then management goes, I think we really need a music video for Two-Faced. And we were like, oh God, like that's gonna mean you gotta spend money, you gotta come up with an idea, you gotta execute it well. Like we're so friggin' busy. Like I wanna get the launch show right. We're gonna add a video to that. And then somehow it managed to just like, everybody just threw their ideas together and we got creative with it, used the stage and the lights that we already had set up. And then
so good.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite videos we've done. Like stuff like that just feels like, it's like shocking. It's surprising that it all came together.
I know. It's nice to reflect because it is, again, like you were saying, we were so busy that it was hard to see, you know, the end of it. And so little by little, again, it's only been 4 months. There was a lot to process, but I definitely noticed, like day after day or week after week, you're just like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Everything was running on all cylinders.
It really was.
And just clicking.
Yeah, it was.
And just it got to the point where we're just like, okay, like this is beyond me now. Like I've never felt that before. You know, where it was like it became greater than.
It wasn't like you didn't have to push so hard.
No.
I felt like at a certain point it just had momentum and it was going.
Yeah. And you're just like, it's going to do its thing. And then next week, another stat comes out and you're like, yeah.
Crazy.
You know?
Crazy.
Yeah. And it's weird.
Crazy how fast you can, it's crazy how fast you can be like, I mean, because I don't know about you, but when the album came out at #1 in all these territories, the song did, like Emptiness Machine in particular, did so well in so many places. Like I didn't realize, for example, in Germany, we had never had a #1, like a top 10 #1 in the country. We'd never had one. And we've always done well out there, but I didn't realize that on the pop charts, we hadn't had a #1. That song went straight to #1 and stayed there for like
11?
a few months. Yeah. In Germany, they gave us some awards, and then we also got the award in England for #1 record.
We did?
It was just the two of us, and they gave us the thing. But I remember when you got the one trophy, you were like,
it's the first one.
I don't think I've ever seen you so like,
no, it was
you
the
were like a
first
little
one I
kid,
ever
so
held.
excited.
Yeah.
You were very excited.
Yeah.
It was almost, it looked like a birthday, it was like a birthday present. You open a birthday present, you were like, oh.